May profits be upon you. Welcome to another midweek progress report. All right, that's what we're doing here, a midweek progress report. We're gonna take a look back at the very last post I made in regards to how we were doing in regards to the Saturday forecast for this week that we're in, and I want to do an update. I want to make an update to the update video that I just posted. All right, so we'll start out with the dollar, the U.S. dollar index. Yeah, talked about coming up to these relative equal highs here, and we hit that boom today. And so this forecast is it's a green check mark. It went well. All right. If we go to euro, these will be quick hits now. We are heading down to those lows that I was looking for, the previous weekly low and the swing low. That's a fractal swing low here, and we didn't reach that yet. But I wanted, you see, how I have diverging from Dixie. These lows from December 2nd and December 4th, those were the highs hit already by Dixie today, those relative equal highs. So we have a bit of a divergence there. And what is that? What is that going to tell you? What does that mean? Uh, 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 I'm thinking that the Dixie is about to turn around, but uh, we have yet to hit it here. So this is something that bears watching. I want to see uh, the fact that we have closed below the low of the previous candle low here on the daily time frame indicates that we're going to see some more bearishness. So I'm looking to see tomorrow if we hit it. If we hit that and then turn up with a bullish candle, we'll see. We'll see. But that's what I'm betting. All right. If we go to the pound, you see how my eye grew bigger here. I was watching this daily uh, fair value gap, bearish fair value gap here to see if it holds. It still held, and it printed a bearish candle, but it closed well within the range of the previous candle. So again, we're moving sideways, and it bears watching. I'm thinking that we'll end up down here. Thinking that we may end up down there, but I don't think we're going to get there anytime soon. We'll probably, if we head lower, we'll take this low and then continue up higher. I think the pound is stronger than the euro, so I'm looking forward to head up higher against the dollar, which I failed to mention that I think this high is the reason why we were bullish, and I think we're going to see price start to turn over from here. So, with that said, let's go to the Aussie. Aussie dollar hit that low. I said it would yesterday, and it did power through, but it didn't close below it. Interesting, right? That means it has business further up. I think we're going to see that turnaround, like I'm telling you, is pending. I think is pending for the U.S. dollar. Some longer term weakness versus the short term strength that it's been showing. All right. If we go to the New Zealand dollar, you see that we also hit those lows. We hit the that swing low here and this pivotal low here. So I'm thinking and you see that we didn't close below it, but we did close below the previous candle, so we could see another bearish print. So, but I have this this arrow here since Saturday because I do believe we've taken the sell side liquidity, and I think we have a longer term uh, bullish leg getting ready to start. The Canadian dollar, we hit the mark yesterday, and we printed this bullish doji here. Uh, I'm not sure what price. I'm not sure what price is going to finish how it's going to finish out this week. But if we look over here, we have a lower target, right? But I told you I wanted to see what it does when it hits the 50% mark of that big weekly wick. So maybe price continues down opens up. We'll see. We'll see. This is the Canadian dollar, so there's a lot of things going on uh, between the tariffs in the U.S. and so we'll see what's going on with the Canadian dollar. If we look at the U.S. dollar U.S. CAD, we were just looking at the CAD futures. You see that we did hit that mark yesterday, and we hit it. We tapped it again, and we printed a bearish candle. So I'm thinking that we may see uh, that U.S. short-term strength turn into longer-term weakness. We'll see it. We'll see. I can still have my eye on this low. Once we break that low, forget about it. It's all over. It's starting that trend to the downside. Uh, the Swiss franc. What did I tell you yesterday after we broke this this fair value gap? Oh, I didn't mean to touch you. All right, this bearish fair value gap. I said we were looking to see if price would turn this into a in, inverted fair value gap. What does that mean? We break through it, disrespect it, right? And then price comes back and tests it as resistance versus support and continues to the downside. Well, we have we see that that's exactly what happened, and so this one gets a check mark as well. And once it reaches that swing low, which I think it's on the way to, because this is internal liquidity, and we can be heading towards external liquidity at these lows. I think that's exactly what we're heading, and that's why I had my eye on it to see how price would react to that fair value gap. We're looking at US dollar Swiss right now. US dollar Swiss. We just finished looking at the futures, and we can see that price broke through this bearish fair value gap here, right? And I'm looking to see if we'll invert it, pull back, and tap it and go higher. I got my eye on it, so I'm still waiting to see how that one plays out. Okay. And the yen. All right. Yen, I thought would, I honestly thought it would, find some support here and turn up, and it still can. We're still inside this bullish FVG or fair value gap. All right. But this imbalance, uh, it's penetrated pretty deep inside of it. And we look like we're going to close below the consummate encroachment of this fair value gap, this imbalance. The consummate encroachment meaning the halfway mark, which once price closes below that or above it, it usually means it's probably about to get disrespected. The that fair value gap. So it, we'll see how it goes tomorrow because what we could get is a bounce with a wick and then it turns up and starts moving up. We still have room. We still have room, but it's getting close now, and that is the yen futures. The yen took a weaker turn today uh, because the U.S. dollar wasn't finished showing strength, and the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. You can see how the U.S. dollar showed its strength going into this fair value gap, and I'm looking to see if we will start to turn over. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I forecasted. So we're still watching to see how that plays out. All right, let's go to the S&P. S&P uh, pretty much gave exactly what I was thinking it would do. It ran. I pointed out that there were no bearish fair value gaps. I mean, bullish fair value gaps in this bullish line, but we did have the order block, right? And what did Price do? Price found that order block, reacted to it, and then the next candle shot up. I'm looking for more bullishness, being that we have a close above the high of the previous candle. All right, and above the high of the previous candle usually means that we're going to see more bullishness to come. So uh, I'm looking for price to take out the buy side liquidity up there. Yeah. So my eye on this weekly fair value gap was well placed because I wanted to see the reaction. We came very close to it, but it was the order block that price found the support for higher prices. Okay, Nasdaq, we hit our mark, the swing high. All right, and this one gets a check mark if I can remember which one it is. Thank you. Yeah, this one gets a check mark. Yeah, and I kept my eye on this fair value gap because I wanted you to keep your eye on that fair value gap. I wanted to see it hold, and we were waiting to see if price would find support for higher prices, and that's exactly what it did. All right, we are now trading above the weekly open. Bear that in mind. So I'm looking for price to continue bullish until it's not bullish anymore. That's all. That's all there is to it. It's interesting that the indices, uh, the S&P, the Nasdaq, found higher prices, found strength on the same day as the U.S. dollar. That's not. That's not. They usually negatively correlated when they're traveling the same direction. It should give one pause. All right, because you want to trade in the most sure environment, right? So those things should give you pause, and you might want to step back. Now with the what is this? The Dow told you from the beginning. It does its own thing, man, and it printed another bearish candle lower than closing low below the low of the previous candle. So it looks like this fair value gap is about done, almost, but not quite. All right, we could see price uh, uh, print a wick below and then turn up. We could see that, but why it's bearish while the other two are bullish, and this is the only one that's correlated with the dollar right now. So still bears watching until there's a close below this fair value gap. We'll see how it plays out. Okay. And on oil, boy, we went right to the target, hit the high, hit this swing high, and we get a check mark for that. This was a perfect in, inversion of a inversion of a bullish fair value gap, a bearish, sorry, a bearish fair value gap that started here was disrespected. Price traded back into it, found support, and turned up. This is an inverted fair value gap, and we took out the swing high and the internal swing high, and then took that more important swing high up top. All right, this is the way I like to see a plan work out, man. I hope you were able, and so hope some of my viewers were able to take advantage of this one because this was quite aggressive, a quite aggressive move. And bear in mind, it did print. Sorry, it did print another bullish fair value gap. There's a lot of support for higher prices. All right, so let's see if it can break out above that high and not turn over. We'll see. Oil is something else. Let me tell you, man. Oil is something else. But I am. Look. I want to mention. I have a bearish outlook for oil. This could be the high it needs to penetrate to sweep before it starts to turn over. So we'll see. There's some support here, so we'll see. All right, and that this is UK oil. It did the same thing with the inverted um, fair value gap, but it did not take out that high as yet. There's a little divergence between UK oil and US oil, but it's on its way. And it did print a bullish fair value gap. So there is some support for higher prices for it. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Uh, gold. Gold hit the mark. Gold hit the mark today that we thought it would. printed bullish fair value gaps along the way, took out the swing high, and this just worked out. We were watching, waiting for a breakout of this consolidation here in either direction, and it broke out to the north. And because it printed such a high close above the previous candle high, we accurately predicted that forecast that it would continue higher to the swing high. Bravo. Silver continued higher, printed a bullish uh, fair value gap along the way, printed an inside bar yesterday, and then printed this doji here. It's a bullish doji, but it did close within the range of the previous candle. Can consider higher prices? Sure, we can consider that. We are above the consummate encroachment of the weekly fair value gap. So yeah, and price. I was calling for price to come into this fair value gap in order to seek higher prices. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. I got that eye on it. I got that eye. Oh, what did I do? I didn't mean to give it a red eye. All right. Platinum didn't do a whole lot. Kind of still moving sideways. Not a lot of time I'm going to spend on that. And copper kind of moved sideways as well, printing a inside bar yesterday, and then there's bearish doji inside of this weekly fair value gap. Will it break through? It closed below the at. It actually closed below the fair value for the consummate encroachment, the 50%. So uh, I'm I'm looking to see if price continues moving sideways and comes back to the fair value gap here that I'm waiting for. That's why my eye is there. All right, I'm looking for price to turn over here. That's what I'm looking for. All right, that's it. That completes the run. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like these kind of videos to give you progress reports of the forecast that were put out during the weekend, let me know in the comments. All right, and let me know if you found a benefit in the analysis. All right. Hit the like button. Do not forget to hit the like button. A lot of people watch the video and say this was a great video, but they never leave a comment and they never hit the like button. It helps me to grow this channel. If you would, thank you very much. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.